Do you want to see how to get lots of free followers on Twitter using unfollowers? I have already gotten nearly 10,000 free followers from an ideal audience that are now engaging with my tweets and going to my website. You can see I've done this with these two accounts, so I'll show you on here. This is Jerry Banfield. I've gotten 3,200 followers. I started with 50, and now I'll show you at Banwork. I started with around 2,000 followers. I've got 8,000. So combined, that's 6,000 here and 3,000 on my other account. So that's 9,000 new followers I've gotten in just a little over a month by using this strategy. So here's how I'm doing this, and I'm making this for Joseph, and I'd like to thank the founder of unfollowers.com. I already posted one of these tutorials, and the founder of unfollowers.com gave me 6 months free on my pro subscription. I highly recommend a pro subscription. It's $10 a month, and watch what you can do with it. So this is Jerry Banfield. This is my main Twitter follower account. Now, these are the exact steps I take when I use unfollowers. And I just showed you I've gotten over 6,000 followers on this account, and I've gotten over 3,000 followers on this account in just a month. So here's exactly how to do it. First, I start on the new unfollowers page, because ultimately this is a follow and follow back strategy, which is very effective. I start with a fast unfollow, because if someone unfollowed me, I certainly don't want to keep following them. So I started off by unfollowing them. Now, no one I'm following has unfollowed me. Next, I go to new followers. And I want to keep all of the new people following me. If they're doing a follow back strategy, I want to keep them. So I go to fast follow on the mode over here, and now I watch for a green across the board. So green, I click follow. So I'm following all of the new people that followed me. Now this one, they followed me and unfollowed me back really fast, so I'm going to skip them. And I'm slowing this down a lot for this tutorial. You can do this all very quickly. So I'm slowing it down so I can carefully explain it. So now you can see I've been doing this, so I don't have anyone new following me that I haven't followed back. Now the key is next is with the number of following and number of followers. So you can only follow between 10 to 20% more people than are following you. So to get this strategy to work really well, you need to get up to about this number of followers, around 8,000 followers, because the maximum you can follow a day with a pro account on here is 1,000 people. So once you get up to around 8,000, you can always follow 1,000 new people every day. But this account, it's a little more challenging because I can only follow a few hundred more per day right now. But I'm slowly and consistently growing, so given I've already got over 3,000 followers with this strategy in a month, in another month I will have enough to do even faster. So what do I do next? Well, I go into here and not following back. So this is where I purge the following, and then I can follow new people. What I do first is I go in the last tweeted, and I sort this by last tweeted. I want to remove inactive people first, and you'll see why this is important when I go to follow more people. So people that are inactive are much less likely to follow me back. So I just unfollowed them first. Now I set this back to 0, and now I go backwards from how many days I followed them. So in the last step of this, you'll see where I go to copy followers and following. Well, what I'm doing now is unfollowing people I did that with before who didn't follow me back, and I trace it back in days. So I've already unfollowed all of the people more recently than 5 days, so now let's try 3. So now I go through and unfollow everyone I've followed within the last 3 days that has not followed me back. So that's what I'm doing now, and that's how I'm dropping this following count. Because I need to drop the following number of people I'm following so that I can follow new people. When I follow new people, then that's where I have the chance to pick up more followers. And ultimately, building followers on Twitter is my goal. And the why of that is, you can see, I use Hootsuite or Hootsuite. I put tweets out all the time, and I want people on Twitter to watch my videos, go to my website. So even if it doesn't happen that often, I can bulk schedule 150 tweets at a time across both accounts. So if I get any action, like right here, I got 2 retweets and a favorite, and more than likely several people watched the video. That's total free engagement for me, so why wouldn't I want that? So that's what I'm building with this. So now I go to exclude people I've followed in the last 2 days. And I try and not do more than 2 days. Because every time you follow someone, they might follow you back. But if you unfollow them too soon, like you can see that guy followed me 10 hours ago and then unfollowed me more recently than that when I first started this video, then he missed having me as a follower. So he wasted his time with that. But especially if you can see, most people are active around every 2 days or so that are really active on Twitter. So that's what I've wanted to do, is exclude people I've followed in the last 2 days. And you can see these are people I've followed within the last 1 day, and I don't want to start unfollowing them yet. I want to give them more time to follow me. So here's where the magic happens. Now I'm going to go copy a following. And this is the key part of this strategy. You have to figure out who has a following that's right for you. I happen to see Kim Garst present locally, and she has a giant Twitter following, and I feel her following is ideal for me, because the type of people following her are the type of people that make a good follower for me too. Now I'm looking to find a new user to copy on Twitter, but for now, her followers have been following me back. Almost all of the followers I have are her followers. So that's awesome. So I continue to copy her followers. Right now, they're converting at about 20 to 30%. So on the Bandwork account, if I follow 1,000 people a day, I'm getting 200 to 300 new followers a day out of her followers. So I will be testing new usernames in this for this copy following, but for now I know her followers are working good, so I'm going after them. And here's the magic with this. I don't waste any time being picky. Now if you have more time, you can be more picky. Like you might say, well, I'm not going to follow these guys. I'm not going to follow this guy that was inactive 9 months. I'm going to start with this guy and I'll follow him and be more picky about it. So if you have a little more time, and I'm making this tutorial for my friend Joseph, if he wants to try and more intentionally pick which people to follow based on how long they were active, how many people they're following, people with a very few amount of followers are more likely to notice you following them. But some people like me that are doing this strategy, that are obviously following and following back, might also be able to pick up really fast and follow you back. So if you have more time, you can more slowly go through and very intentionally try and pick who to follow. Like I probably don't want to follow her because she's obviously doesn't appear to be doing follow and follow back, and she's got a lot of followers. She's not likely to notice a new one. So you can do this slowly and try and increase your conversion rate. So like what I'm doing now is a lot slower than what I usually would do. So what I usually would do is I would usually just go through like this. Especially when I'm trying to follow 1,000 people, I'd rather just roll through fast like this, because I don't know who is actually going to follow me back. When I'm trying to predict who's going to follow me back, I may be right, I may be wrong. But the only way I can be certain to know is just to follow as many people as possible, see who actually follows me back, and then do what I showed in the beginning of this video to just unfollow the people I'm wrong about. So this is what I usually do because it's a hell of a lot faster. And if I follow some people that aren't an ideal follower or whatever, it doesn't matter because I'll just unfollow them back. When your account's smaller though, it might be better, even where my account is now, it might be better to try and more precisely follow people and follow them back. But I don't desire to spend that much time. You saw how much slower that was. Look how fast this is. I've already followed like 300 people doing this fast now. And once you hit the limit, then unfollowers will tell you you have to stop. And you always want to pay attention to that. You can see now I've got 3,500 people I'm following and 3,200 followers. So what will happen is then, you can see this takes a lot longer when your account's smaller. Now if you really want to get dirty, and I don't recommend getting dirty, but I can show you how to do this too. But for growing my accounts, I don't do this because I want to grow and have a big following. And if you remove people from following, you saw how I removed all the people unfollowing me. But I'll just show you this in case you want to know. If you are having trouble growing quickly, you can go through and unfollow people that you're currently doing follow and follow back with. But as you can see from what I did to start, when I started at new unfollowers and I went through and did fast unfollow, I unfollowed every single person that unfollowed me. So I don't recommend doing that, but if you're stuck and you can see if you need more following, the only thing I could do right now would be to clear out my mutual follow back. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grow steadily because every follower is really important to me at this rate. I need to get my followers up to around 8,000 to 10,000 like my other company account has. So then I can really do this strategy well. Then I can follow 1,000 new people a day. And that is where you can consistently grow fast during this strategy. And you can see I've got 1,000 overlapping followers with my company account copying the same Twitter account. But that means I have 2,000 of my 3,000 followers are unique, copying the same following. So sometimes people just don't notice you followed them. But for this strategy, unfollowers.com is awesome. And I found this tool when I was looking around for a tool like this to grow on Twitter. Unfollowers.com is awesome for building a free Twitter following. That's 6,000 followers I've gotten in around a month. And you can see I'm consistently getting a little bit of engagement, especially on some of my midnight tweets with about everything I post. My Twitter traffic has greatly increased since I started doing this strategy. And I'm going to pull that up on another window and show you that, because to me that's one of the main benefits from doing this is to get that traffic to my website and to my YouTube channel. Now take a look at my Google Analytics over here. So this is my Twitter traffic, and this is this month compared to last month. I've got 142 visits from Twitter this month with 78% new sessions, and the amount of time they spend is about comparable to my other traffic sources. Now I only had 34 the month before I started doing this. In just 1 month, I'm already up to 142 people visiting my website, and my YouTube channel has similar growth because I post a lot of these are YouTube videos. So on about half of my tweets, people are not even going to my website. They're going to YouTube, and my YouTube viewership has grown about the same. So that's powerful in just a month of doing this strategy. And I'll show you why I was inspired to do this strategy. Let's take a look at the account I'm copying. And I need people for this, Twitter. There we go. Alright, Kim Garst has 296,000 followers. So you can see on this, she's got about 100 times more followers than I do on my Jerry Banfield account, and on my Bandwork account, she's got about 30 to 40 times as many. But here's the key thing. In just a month, I've gained a lot of ground using her followers. I've got her followers to follow me and then go to my website and watch my YouTube videos. So imagine me doing this strategy every single month, which I'm planning to do. Over time, this is going to greatly increase my website traffic and my YouTube traffic, and from there, the opportunities I have to make money and share what I'm doing with more people and be more influential online. She said, and she told all of us at the presentation we went to, that Twitter is her #1 traffic source. Well, right now, Google organic search is my #1 traffic source. I get over 5,000 visits per month from Google organic search. And the amazing part about that is, a year ago, I got almost none. So I'm growing my Google organic following, I'm growing how Google sends me traffic. And at the same time, I want to grow another traffic source, Twitter, that I know works really good for people who are influential in the world of social media. Growing that at the same time as growing my Google organic traffic will help both of them all grow together. The bigger you are, the more everything grows together online. So growing my Twitter traffic will help me get more organic search results to YouTube and to my website. So that's why I'm doing it. Google takes into account your Twitter sharing and uses that to help rank you higher. So that's the power of Twitter, and that's why I'm doing this strategy. And I hope now that I've showed you how to do it, you have the ability, if you want to build a Twitter following, to do exactly what I've done and use that Twitter following to help you do whatever you're trying to do and be more influential online. So I'll finally show you how this is coming out even now, earlier on in the game. Bandwork is the company Twitter I had originally, and you can see the Bandwork Twitter combined with my company Bandwork Facebook page has a 63 clout score, and my Facebook page is about to go over 800,000 likes, which is awesome. But I'm the Facebook ads guy online, so I have to have a big Facebook page of my own. But this clout score may not matter as much now, but in the future, things like clout score continue to be more important. A 63 is towards the top 5 to 10% of all influencers online. A clout score like that, especially going forward in the future, is a concrete measure of how influential you are online. Most users have a clout score of 0 to 30. And getting up into 63 is getting up towards celebrity level, towards major magazine level. That's big, and Twitter is very helpful in putting that score up. Since I've started this Twitter strategy, my clout scores went up from 55-ish to 63 in just a month. This strategy is powerful, and that's why I'm doing it, and that's why I'm showing you this. So I appreciate you watching and going along with me in this tutorial, and I hope this is helpful. I hope you will visit my website and see the incredible amount of things I have for you at jerrybanfield.com. I have a search bar on my website because I have so many things on my website. I've posted more than 50 new blog posts in the last 6 months. Jerry Banfield, you are the best thing that ever happened to me since I started internet marketing. One of the nicest compliments I've got online, and that's what I'm trying to do for you. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope this is helpful.